Hello everybody, in this video we'll be learning about the Portuguese alphabet, the name of the letters, and its corresponding pronunciation. And I can guarantee that learning the Portuguese alphabet is very easy because it has exactly the same characters and is composed of the same number of letters as that of English. So let's start with the first letter in the Portuguese alphabet, and that is the letter A. It sounds like the letter A in the word father, like the letter A in the word apple. Examples are alto, aluno, ascender, amor, amaña. If you noticed, with regard to the last example, the word amaña, it consists of two types of the letter A, one of which carries an accent mark and the other one is the regular one. And I suppose that you have noticed that the accented letter A is more nasalized as compared to the regular one, amaña. But we'll not be discussing about that one, we'll be tackling about the accented Portuguese letters in the next video. The second letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter B. It has the same sound as the English B. For example, in Portuguese, bife, baixo, branco, bomba, benéfico. The third letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter C. It has two sounds. The first one is that it sounds like the letter S in Saturday if followed by either the letter E or the letter I. Examples are cenoura, sido, celular. Upon the other hand, it sounds like the letter K in kite if followed by any other letter except the letter E or the letter I. For example, casa, corrente, cartão. The next letter is the letter D, and it sounds like the English D. For example, dar, depressa. However, in Brazilian Portuguese, if the letter D is followed by the letter I, or if found at the last syllable and followed by an unaccented letter E, it would sound like the letter J in join. For example, aonde, dizer. The next letter is the letter E. It commonly has two sounds. The first one is that when it is used as a conjunction. So, example, cão e gato. In most cases, it is pronounced just like the letter E in the English word they. For example, ele, ela, Europa. Sixth letter is the letter F. It sounds like just the F in the English alphabet. Examples are fé, fogo, fazer. The seventh letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter G, and it has two sounds. The first one is like the letter S in the English word pleasure. That is, if it is followed by either the letter E or the letter I. For example, gente, geral, girafa. And the other sound is like that of G in the English word gate, if followed by any other letter other than the letter E or the letter I. For example, gato, gordo, grave. The eighth letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter H. It is always silent. For example, homem, hospital, haver. The ninth letter is the letter E, and it sounds like the letter I in the English word igloo. Examples are importação, idade, incrível, Now comes the 10th letter in the Portuguese alphabet, and that is the letter J. And it sounds like the letter S in the word pleasure. Examples are junto, jantar, jogo, jardim. Next letter is the letter K, and it has basically the same sound as the English K. Examples are Kuwait, karaoke. And here we go with the 12th letter, and that is the letter L, and it has the same sound as the English L, like lion. Examples in Portuguese are lua, lápis, Lisboa. However, in Brazilian Portuguese, it has a slightly different sound, especially if found between a vowel and a consonant, or if found at the end of the word and followed or preceded, should I say, preceded by a vowel. For example, falta instead of falta, Brazil instead of Brazil. Next letter is the letter M, and it has the same sound as the English M, for example, money. So in Portuguese we have menino, massa, moeda. However, if the letter M is preceded by a vowel, it becomes nasalized. For example, com, ambas. The 14th letter is the letter N, and it sounds like the letter M in English, as in November. Examples in Portuguese are meta, natividade, nós. However, as explained before, in the letter M, the letter N, if preceded by a vowel, becomes nasalized. For example, sinto. The 15th letter is the letter O, and it has the same sound as the English O in opposition. Examples in Portuguese are outono, obrigado, onde. The 16th letter is the letter P, and it sounds like the English P in Peter. Examples are ai, pegar, possível, porta. The next letter is the letter Q, and by the way, in Portuguese, the letter Q is always followed by the letter Q. Now, in Portuguese, it has two sounds. If followed by either the letter E or the letter I, then it sounds like the letter K in kite. For example, química, 15, querer. Upon the other hand, if the QU is followed by either the letter A or the letter O, then it will sound just like the letter Q in queen. For example, qual, qualidade, quorum. The 18th letter is the letter E, and it has two sounds in Portuguese. The first one is just like the letter R in English, but is more thrilled, or simply just like the letter R in Spanish. Examples are aparato, gordo. On the other hand, if the said letter is found at the beginning of the word or is preceded by either the letter L, M, S, or another R, then it will sound just like the English H, but this sound is coming from the diaphragm going to the throat with a little bit of vibration. Examples are rato, garrafa, Israel. The next letter is the letter S, and in Portuguese it has three sounds. The first one is just like the letter SH in shake, if found at the end of the word. For example, nós, vós, depois, mas. Now, if the letter S is found in between vowels, or if followed by either letter L, the letter M, N, R, V, E, D, or G, then it will sound just like the letter Z in zebra. For example, casa, desde, Israel, The 20th letter is the letter T, and it sounds like just the English T in tiger. For example, tartaruga, tres, tua. However, in Brazilian Portuguese, the letter T has a slightly different sound, especially if followed by the letter I, or if found at the final unstressed syllable and followed by the letter E. In this case, it will sound just like the letter CH in the English word cheese. For example, chio and chish. Next letter is the letter U, and it has the same sound as that of English U. For example, unidad, último. However, if the letter U is preceded by either the letter G or the letter K, and followed by either the letter E or the letter E, then it is always silent. For example, kilo, geha. The next letter is the letter V, and luckily it has the same sound as the English V in victory. For example, in Portuguese, valer, violão, viagem. Next letter is the letter W, and it is only used in some borrowed foreign words. It sounds like the English W. For example, windsurfer, walkman, what? Third to the last letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter X. It has 4 sounds. The first one is just like the letter Z in zebra if it is preceded by the letter E and followed by any vowel. For example, exato, exemplo. The next sound is just like the letters SH in the English word shoot. For example, xícara, baixo, peixe. That becomes that sound if the letter X is found at the beginning of the word, or if followed by I, A, or O. In some other cases, it sounds like the letter S in English. For example, explodir, oscilar. In most rare cases, it sounds like the letter X in English, just like the English word exit. For example, axila, fixo. Second to the last letter is the letter Y, and it is only used in some borrowed foreign words. And the final letter in the Portuguese alphabet is the letter Z, and it sounds like the English Z in zebra. For example, zona, zumbido. However, if the letter Z is found at the end of the word, then it sounds like the English S in the word sit. For example, falas. I believe that is all for this video. In the next video, we'll be discussing about the letter combinations as well as the accented Portuguese letters. See you then.